but I don't feel like we have to be completely like hyper on all the time,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know? So we can be real and be like, today, I am a swamp hag, and that's me
I don't know that I
personally.
would go that far. She looks great.
I mean, I thought that was a compliment,
But I mean,
so
I feel it. I feel it too. So
yeah, like your energy is like not what you said is best, but I think you look fantastic. But
oh, but well, thank you. I'm like, I threw my hair up in a ponytail today because I've been like just extra
yeah.
sassy.
Welcome everyone to the Hoya Underground. I am Emily.
She is Emily. That is correct. And I'm Michael.
He is indeed. We're shaking up the intro. What was that? That was great. That's going to be our new intro now. Copy, paste, done.
Each episode.
That's like my dad has this funny thing he'll say every day when if somebody asks him like, "Is it Friday?" He'll say, "All day."
Oh, that generation of people
I
think they're
know
so funny sometimes.
they do, but I also laugh too. So it's,
Right? It kind of is funny because it's so like, really? Did you just say that?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, today we are going to be talking about things that may be a little bit touchy, and so we love that here, and we're going to just introduce a opportunity for all of you to look at what exactly a live arrival means to you when you purchase a plant as a buyer, and then also as a seller, what your expectations are for that plant after the transit period and then when it arrives to the buyer. So, live arrival guaranteed. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. It's awesome to talk about because this is something I think people don't realize. We're not buying plants that are epoxied, preserved. We're buying
Hmm.
living, breathing plants.
Yeah.
So, I joke with people like if you wanted to get a perfect plant, you should get a preserved one on Etsy. There you go.
Oh, that's
I'm a
funny.
little bit of a smart aleck, y'all. Um, yeah, but it's like, you know, plants that arrive in the mail and get to you and they look a little bit sad. It's normal. Like they're going through an emotional roller coaster and they're not going
Mm.
to look 100%.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, basically just knowing like that shipping plants, it's always going to involve a risk. And our goal is not perfection, it's in trust. Trust from the seller, from the buyer, that mutual trust.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've just got to the point I know that whatever the plant is that I've looked at the photo of to purchase is not how it's going to look when it gets to me. I mean, that's just the hard reality.
Did you always think that, or was that something that you learned after buying plants over the years?
I would say it was more of a learned thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just like the whole situation of exact picture or will be similar in size kind of situation. It's like, I think when I first really started buying, a lot of people didn't say that that was a specific plant you were getting, but they did not say that that was also similar to what you would be getting. So it was just kind of assumed that you would be getting the plant that you were picture
Mm-hmm.
looking at in the picture. So I mean, I'm kind of glad that that's become more of a thing brought to the forefront because you can't be as let down when it arrives and it's not the picture that you saw, you know?
Yeah. And
So,
so you've built like a tolerance, or I guess lowering the bar of expectations so that you know like this is what it's going to be like.
a
Um
1000%.
yeah, and I love that. I love that you say it that way because when I first started buying plants, it was locally in the Hoya plants, like getting into more of the fancier Hoya plants that was all locally. So I would see the pictures that people posted, and that was an exact plant. And because you don't have the travel stress, you would more likely see that exact plant. But then once I started to go into the world of shipping, that was a little bit different, and
Mhm.
I was kind of one of those buyers. I'm gonna admit, like, I mean, I was a little bit, a couple times, I may have sent a couple of messages that I apologize for. Like, I did not understand. Like, if a plant came a little bit wrinkly, I was freaking out at first because I'm like, oh my goodness, can I actually grow this? I mean, I'm gonna be real. That was me. And
Yeah.
now here I am. I'm like, oh, like the plant is completely wrinkly, no problem. Put it in a Ziploc baggie, put some perlite in it, she good. But back then I was freaking out. So I think we change, we evolve as buyers and
Oh, yep.
also as sellers.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Like, I fully expect a plant to show up with broken leaves or leaves that have dropped or, you know, looking like they're thirsty when they come out of the box. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and because that's just the reality. Nothing's perfection. You don't know where that box is sitting or how exactly it's traveling, like the conditions that it's in, where it's being stored. None of that's in your control. So, why would you expect it to be a pristine plant when it shows up?
Yeah.
I feel like that's reaching, and then you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Exactly. So as a seller, coming at it from that standpoint, we would like to extend support for all other sellers who may be in this conundrum of how do I establish my policies as a seller so that I can protect myself, but I also can establish that trust with my buyers. So, how we navigate that is it's kind of our thing, but we also want to just extend that support to you all, just knowing you're not alone in this. I think it can be maybe the pendulum swings really far one direction for you. For instance, maybe you are quick to refund. Maybe you are quick to defend yourself. And either is okay. It's just understanding where you are. That's going to be really key to honing in on where you can kind of finesse that trust and also keep your business going because we have a business here. We don't want to lose money, and just because a plant arrives with one yellow leaf doesn't warrant a full refund.
Yeah.
Unless that was the one leaf that you sold. Unless then that might be a different story.
And then it's leafless.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff involved here. It's like there's so many layers to this. It's unreal to think that we have so many of these variables happening to make the plant arrive to somebody else, maybe across the world, maybe across the country, and have it be okay. It's crazy. Like the difference between how you wrap your plant. If you use desiccant packs, if you use a box to put your plant in, or if you use heavy paper, if you just throw it in a box with polyfill, some people do that. I mean, it can make such a difference based on how you pack your plants. And then also looking at the service that you use. So, we're going to talk about why it is so important to look at those expedited shipping options because that can make or break it. Can you hear that in the back?
No.
Okay, good. The kids are, they're not having a good time.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
This is good. Oh, so Michael, how many hours on average would you say go into packing, let's say, a three plant order? Or how long does it take? I'm saying hours, and there's probably some listeners out there that are like hours, minutes. How long would you say it takes you?
I would say packing is personally my least favorite thing to do. So
Really?
yeah, I'm not a no. Just I don't want to. Um,
I'm sorry.
so I would say maybe about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, maybe. I don't do anything fancy. Like I don't wrap my stuff. I'm a polyfill guy. So I do a box in polyfill. I mean, if
Hmm.
I've got insulation, I'll use that. But I use a lot of recycled stuff. Like I save things. So if I don't have it, I'm not going to use it.
Yes. Plus 1 point for Michael, reusing. That is what we need to do. We need to normalize reusing packing supplies.
Yep. I'm like, I save polyfill. I take boxes home from work. I take
Yes.
bubble wrap home from work. I'm like, there's just things that you need. So,
Same here. When you work in healthcare and there's so much that they throw away, like
yeah.
styrofoam is incredible. I
And I'm
mean, you
like,
can
oh,
reuse
that is
this,
such a good box. It's coming home with
right?
me.
It's so funny when we look at a box and we're like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
those are good dimensions.
Right. I could do something with that. Like,
Oh, man.
yeah, like I've got
Yeah.
on the other side of this is my entryway, and I've got a whole bunch of boxes from work and bags of like industrial bubble wrap from like what they wrap around drugs so they don't break in shipping. And yeah. So
You're set. I love it. That's awesome. So yeah, having like an arsenal of protective supplies to keep your plants happy and to understand how to ship your plants in different climates is really important in order to get them to your buyer safely. So, I think one of the main mistakes that we can make, and I have made this mistake before, I no means perfect, is when I ship a plant that's a little too damp and then it will just marinate and steam in the box and it arrives looking like limp spinach. And it is so sad. And people will ask me, can I revive it? And almost always the answer is no if it's looking like if you're in a climate where it freezes outside and you see the plants that freeze like too soon and then they're just like dead and limp like that, you can't revive those. Like the roots are already affected too. So, yeah, really sad. So, looking at if you haven't shipped plants before, it's a good idea to go and do a couple test runs of some plants that maybe aren't as pricey, asking some people if they would maybe be your trial subjects and see how that goes, especially in weather that's harsh, like the heat of the summer, the cold winter weather, and making sure that we are really honing in on the shipping protocols. So I'm a big fan of UPS. Are you a fan of a certain carrier?
I used to only use USPS, and like in my area it's perfect, but um it's everywhere else that it seems to be a problem.
Well, no, not necessarily. I have friends in like Michigan that love USPS.
So I've started using UPS. I've just found that it's more reliable. And I mean, I guess it depends on also where my purchase is coming from or where I'm sending to. Like
Hmm.
if it's in Washington, I'll use USPS because generally it's next day without paying for next day, uh,
Yeah.
or same with like UPS. If I use UPS in Washington or really West Coast, if I do a 3 day, it normally shows up in two. So, I mean, it's really hit or miss. Like, I hate FedEx, hate it.
Hmm.
I will not ship FedEx. I don't
Okay.
like receiving things FedEx because 9 times out of 10, they get stuck somewhere for days on end.
And the
Uh,
shipping prices have gone up so high, it's ridiculous.
yeah, I'm like, there's a place in Oregon called Troutdale, and we refer to it as that is the place things go to die
Oh
because
no,
if it goes to Troutdale, you're not seeing it for another week. Like,
that's horrible. Poor Troutdale.
yeah, and I feel like it's the same with Sugarland, Texas. If it goes there, you're not seeing it anytime soon.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I've experienced that too.
Right?
I have experienced that too. And I have family there and yeah, uh-huh. No, it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
absolutely crazy. I think it's a dark hole or something, black hole,
yeah.
whatever.
Things just disappear, and I'm like, how? How did you lose that for a week?
Yeah, and so that's the thing too is okay, we want to look at 2 day shipping for me. So what you're experiencing with USPS is an awesome thing where it's a consistent, reliable for you in your state. And for me too, I'll use USPS if I have somebody who is like in, so I'm very much on the border between Nebraska and Iowa. So if I have somebody on that border, I'm going to use USPS. It's cheaper, it's temperature controlled, and I know it's going to get there. And if it's lost, that person's close enough to me that I can replace the plant. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I've had USPS lose too many packages and it just gets really tricky. So, when you sell plants that are irreplaceable, oh man, that's hard. It's so hard when it's like, well, yeah, it got lost or it's been circling or all of a sudden it's sent to New Mexico and then to New York City and then back to California. It's like it went on a trip of its own. We have no idea why.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we want to look at too if you're buying through a platform, using the platform's support system to help you so that you're not eating all of the costs as a seller. That is incredibly important. So, looking at your platform's support, for instance, if there is any sort of like policy related to live arrival guarantee on the platform, one of the popular platforms says that you must the seller must receive a report from the buyer within 24 hours, let's say, and that includes a unboxing video that shows the label as well as when the plant was opened, so that it's non-tampered and it's a clear, continuous footage, which is very important,
Yeah.
showing the label, showing the plants removed from the box, everything is shown, and then that is sent. And if there is a problem because of the carrier, like damaging the plant, the box damaging the plant essentially, then that can be something covered by by the place where oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name. Um,
The carrier.
yeah, um, the marketplace, the place that you're selling plants, the platform.
I was like, what? Where are we going?
We got there, folks. We got there. We got there. It's late. I have eye circles that are on eye circles. So yeah, I really think that I have eaten a lot of costs because I want to refund people. I want to have good customer service.
Mm-hmm.
And early in my journey of selling, I was so quick in refunding that a couple people were almost I wouldn't say offended by it, but they were almost like, we weren't looking for that. And I'm like, but I just feel better. I just feel better if I just like refund you. And now it's very much a learning experience of, okay, live arrival means that it's a 24-hour next day air shipping upgrade that somebody has to buy with an unboxing video. And if that isn't met, then I may offer like a discount or something instead, but that way it's a more sustainable business model for me.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Yep.
that make sense?
Yeah. Like I just refunded someone last week. Maybe it was the week before. Because it was a two-leaf plant and one of the leaves was like brand new and the main leaf had broke off. And I'm like, well, I'm just refunding this because I know you're disappointed that that's how it came. that's not how I boxed it. So I'm like, it's neither of our faults.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, it was $20 or something like that. So I'm just like, you didn't ask for it. You just showed me that it arrived that way, and I just instantly refunded it. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And had this person bought from you before, just out of
no,
curiosity?
no,
Mm-hmm.
no. I was a first time purchaser.
Yeah.
So
Did they offer you photos?
yeah, she sent me photos, and that's how I saw what it looked like when it arrived. No unboxing video, but um, she showed me the plant right out of the box. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, because I mean, you have an ethical nature, so that's definitely like, you're not going to just say, that's your fault, especially with a first time buyer. I think that's definitely building rapport.
Yeah,
And it's tricky because a lot of times we open plant boxes and we're not on video, and that can be really tricky because once the box is open, then you've basically voided that open box, unboxing video.
yeah. I mean, I honestly very rarely will I do an unboxing video, and if I do, it's generally on Ovo,
Mm-hmm.
because I just know what to expect now when I receive plants. And sometimes the box is crisp and in perfect condition, but the plant, something's wrong with it. Um,
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the number of boxes I've received where it looks like it's been ran over by a truck or kicked down the road. And the plants were like immaculate inside. That just goes to show the way that certain people pack things really does make a difference.
Yeah. I actually have my son test my boxes. Have I told you this?
No.
Yeah, yeah. Because my friend who worked at UPS told me that they will like, and if you're a UPS worker, thank you so much for your service. And I am in no way, shape, or form saying this is a reflection on you. This was just my friend and her experience where she worked. She said that they would like use the boxes as like a soccer ball basically. So I'm like, okay, if this is something that could potentially happen, I'm gonna have my 3-year-old son, and I'm gonna pack a plant as a trial and see if my packing method keeps it intact. And so I did that, and that's how I came up with my packing style. Isn't that funny?
Wow. Okay. I mean, and if she had not told you that, you'd probably be doing it a different way.
I would, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, so it's, I love polyfill for wrapping plants. I don't like its environmental impact, so I really hope that people reuse it. And I've even like contemplated, offering discounts if people mail it back to me or something. I don't know. I have all ideas in my head, but protecting the plant. If you do use polyfill in the summer months, though, it does act as that insulator. It can increase condensation, so I really love to use those desiccant packs. And then also, I'll add in some extra paper towels, which I think are super underutilized. I know they're not fancy, but they help so much to keep that moisture down. Like, paper's
I've been
great.
seeing a lot of the
Have,
desiccant packs lately,
yeah,
and I'm like, I feel like it's not something I saw in purchases up until, I don't know, maybe this year. One or two here and there, maybe in the past, but a lot of them lately. And I'm like, where did everybody get this idea all at the same time? Like that, and they use like makeup pads,
yeah.
like the little cotton makeup pads, and they'll
Hmm.
cut across into the center and put that in the top of like the little 3-ounce cups.
I'm feeling attacked here, Michael.
I'm just like, there's so many people that are doing it the same way anymore, which I mean, it's wonderful. Like,
It's just making me laugh. Now I'm gonna like wrap it in like the most bizarre, chaotic way possible.
one of the ones that I got today had a makeup pad and a desiccant. Like there was a desiccant under the makeup pad.
Hmm.
And I'm like, hey, you were ensuring that all moisture would be absorbed. Like,
I am such a fan of that method. Heck yes. Also, I like to do a desiccant pack on the bottom of the pot if there's an opening.
like
So
on
I
the
will
bottom
like,
on the outside or in the pot.
yeah. No, not in the pot.
Okay.
Not like where the substrate touches it, but like, you have your like plastic pot and then you have your plant in there with the substrate and then I'll put like a desiccant pack or two depending on like how big the pack is. I've been doing this for like a year. I feel like I was ahead of the curve, but I don't know. Um
Trend
it's
set.
it's probably me that started this, so yeah.
Oh, that's
No,
fun.
it's so I also like to put one at the bottom of the pot. I don't know. I'm gonna use my phone as a reference, so like on the butt.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I will use the saran wrap to wrap it into place, to hold it into place. Yeah. But with my linearis my lineari that I ship, I love to say I put them in like a bonnet because I'll use a paper towel like rim around the outside of the pot, and then I'll
Hmm.
tuck the strands in, and then I'll put like desiccant packs in there, and then I'll do like four sheets of paper towels like folded over each other, and then I'll like take the saran wrap and put it around, and then it looks like a little bonnet. It's super cute. I love it.
It sounds very in depth.
It's a lot of work, but I have been able to time myself. I will say if it gets really tedious and boring to pack plants, time yourself. That can be really fun. Maybe not for you. For me, it is because I have a challenge set. And so I do think that there are certain methods that you can use to kind of help with that live arrival, making sure that there's not a lot of moisture in your pots, but it's not bone
Hmm.
dry. Because the moisture does act as like, an insulator, making sure, for instance, like with lacunosas, you don't want to have those be super dry. They are going to not have a good time in shipping.
Oh yeah,
Um,
they thirsty little
mm.
devils. Thirsty.
My favorite way to ship those. Do you have a way to ship those before I
I
just keep talking?
I don't like lacunosas, so I don't really buy them, and I don't really have any. So my answer is no. I think I have three.
I appreciate your honesty. And no matter how many times you're going to tell me this, I'm going to forget this. Okay? So I'm going to forget that you don't like them. I'm sorry. I can't not forget. Yeah,
I'm gonna get a random box in the mail full of lacanosa cuttings from Emily.
you
And I'll be like,
are.
return to sender.
Oh my gosh. I have so much fun right now in my head. I'm just thinking, like, here we go, though. I'm going to tell you all my secret. I will put them in a plastic baggie with polyfill and desiccant packs. Surprise, surprise. But that way it keeps the moisture. So if I'm doing a fresh cutting of a lacanosa, that's what I'll do. Um, and I find that that helps in transit to keep it happy. So I'll make sure that the leaves aren't touching the outside of the or the inside of the plastic baggie. But that's the way that I have found them to travel better. Some people use clamshell containers. It doesn't seal it up as well for me. I really like using the Ziploc baggie, and I haven't heard anybody complain yet about that.
Yeah,
So,
I just got a cutting. It was in like a reusable Tupperware container.
mhm.
And I've been seeing more people do things like that too.
Awesome.
I'm
That's a
like,
great
that's
idea.
also expensive, I would think. Like,
Yeah, but I think a lot of times for me, I will like, okay, I'm a mom of three kids. I go to Costco, whatever. But there are these things that you can wash containers that are used, and it's like, oh, there are these little like flatbread pita breads. If you know, you know at Costco. They come in the perfect rectangular box. It is amazing. Save that, wash it. I love it. I used that box today actually when I was taking my seedlings and getting some of the substrate off of them to up pot them. So that was my container that I used. It was kind of funny. But yeah, it's cool when you like see quote unquote trash and you're like, hey, I can use that. I can use that.
Oh, 100%. Like anytime I get like a takeout food from Thai food or something, it comes in like those clear plastic cups, more or
Yeah,
less, kind of like the stadium cups, but they're like clear.
yeah.
I save all of those. I've got things in them.
I love those. Katina has a ton of those too.
Yeah, I think she uses a lot of them in her.
Yeah. Well, here, I have an idea. How would you feel if we did like a kind of a rapid fire, would you refund like in scenarios? I have some scenarios
Okay, so you're
and
going to ask and I'm going to answer.
yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
How would you? Okay, cool. All right, awesome. So we're gonna pretend the buyer waited 9 hours to open the box. Would you refund if they reach out to you?
I mean, I guess it depends on a lot of things, like the time of year. Are they a first time buyer thing? Probably not, though. I don't think I would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, waiting 9 hours, typically speaking, we have guidelines about you must retrieve the box within an hour or less. So yeah.
But see, words. It also makes it hard because, like, I'm at work 30 minutes away when anything's delivered to my house. So
Mm-hmm.
it just sits on my porch until I get home. And that could be like 4 or 5 hours, you know? So,
Is that
I,
UPS?
yeah,
Can you use a UPS hub to store the plant for you?
I think the closest one's like an hour from me.
A lot of stores have signed up to be UPS hubs. Like randomly, Cricket Mobile near me is a UPS hub for picking up
Oh, we
plants.
did just have a place that is a local business that started doing UPS drop off,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't know if they do pickup.
Hmm.
I haven't really thought about that. So that would be something to look into.
Yeah, for people who are listening, it does not change your time of arrival for the plant as long as you put in the request before the plant is like en route to your home. So I know there's been some confusion lately about this, but basically you log into your My UPS account. We're not sponsored by UPS. This is like sounding like we are. Um, I mean, hey, UPS, if you want to sponsor us, that'd be amazing. But if you wanted to look at the options for delivery, so if you're not going to be home, then you can actually have it left with a neighbor if you trust your neighbor. It can be left at a what they call like a hub, which is a business that will accept the plants, and then what you sign for it, or and they treat it as an actual delivery. So, but it's temperature controlled, or a local UPS store. So, I will encourage my folks to do that if they work during the day and if it's going to be like more extreme weather. So, that's just a side note. I know I'm supposed to ask you, but I wanted to pipe in.
No, you're good.
I'm bossy.
And I mean, I guess I could just have them delivered to my work because I get UPS deliveries every day.
That's a great, that is genius. I had not thought of that.
Like, yeah, I mean, I could probably do that,
That's a great idea. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah.
right? Yeah, I was just like, huh.
Well, there we just
Just
solved someone's problem out there, hopefully.
right.
And if you're listening internationally, I've been familiar with a couple of different carriers out there in Europe and also in Asia. So, check and see what's available for you. And I'm not as familiar with those. So we're talking about the States. So just letting you know we're talking about that specific. But okay, are we ready for the next one?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. A plant melted in a mailbox in Arizona.
Refund, refund.
That was like so quick. Why was that so quick for you?
Because I've had that happen on my end like as a buyer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I didn't even ask for a refund. Like, I'm just like, hey, what do you think? Is there a chance of survival here? Like,
And they're just like, refund.
yep. And I'm just like, okay. So, yep, wouldn't question it.
Hey, and that's a really good question too. When we get that question, or we ask that question, is there a chance of survival? I encourage people not to read into that question because people may be generally and genuinely wondering, like, is there a chance that this is going to spring back? I'm not looking for money. I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
Um, but coming from our own experiences, we may be like, no, I just know this instantly, just full refund.
yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the times when I ask if there is a chance of survival, there's generally not. Like,
Uh-huh.
um, I don't think I've had any where I've actually asked if they think it'll survive, that it's survived. It's the ones that I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be totally fine. And it's fine, you know?
Yeah. I've had that happen one time where it was my first the plant that I alluded to at the beginning about the one that was super wrinkly. And I reached out to the seller and I was like, is there a chance that this is going to rebound? And she was like, yeah. And she told me about the plastic baggie technique. And now it is an amazing plant. Um, I've actually, I'm very proud that this plant has made it to a couple really amazing growers. Um, and maybe I'll reveal its identity, but it's so cool that this happened to me because it was like at first I was kind of a little bit like perplexed like how it was so wrinkly. It was just so wrinkly. It came to me and
Was it a cutting or was it in substrate?
it was a cutting.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a cutting. So that was my success story. Total glow up. Should I say what it is?
I mean, if you want to, you don't have to.
The telenoides, the actual one.
That's a pretty plant too.
So beautiful. And it was just like that beautiful, long, large leaf. I was just, so I think a couple of the like thicker ones, they can handle that, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
But then this,
I
this,
feel like the
this,
thinner ones don't.
they really don't.
Mhm.
No. They're
Or
very tricky.
ellipticas.
Sorry, elliptica. People who are triggered by elliptica. Have you or a loved one been personally injured by an elliptica?
More than once. But
You may be eligible for compensation.
right now I've got a good thing going. I have a variegated one and it's still alive, so that's good. But I also bought it locally, so
Oh, okay.
it didn't travel. Well, in my car it did, but
That was the most unexpected segue ever. Oh, I actually have a variegated one right here. Wow, you're fantastic. Oh man. Okay, we
it
have
was
a
too good of a
couple.
deal, so I had to buy it.
No, and there's no price shaming here. I mean, you know I like my plants nice. I like them. I like them bougie. I like them. Okay, here we go. Buyer immediately repotted the plant and is now like, it's dead.
I would say no because I would maybe talk to them about it because I repot a lot of my stuff as soon as I get it too. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, I don't think there's any, especially like if it's super wet substrate. I want to get it out of that. I don't want it
Mm-hmm.
to stew in its own filth and rot. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it just depends on the circumstances, but I don't think I would refund. for that.
So if you get a plant and it is in its own stew and rot, as you said, um, and you're tempted to repot it, I highly recommend contacting the seller right away, letting them know, showing them the picture. Um,
Yeah,
I really
prior to doing
encourage.
so.
Yes, prior to repotting, because you essentially 9.999% of the time you'll avoid any sort of refund if you repot the plant. And that includes, this has been such a hot topic for me. I do not know why, but and I pack my plants very well. Like I said, my son has tested them, where people will rip the plant out of the substrate and then the roots are all they shut away and they're like, well, this is unrooted. And I mean, this has happened 3 times out of 1,000 sales that I've had. But for me, in my head, it's a lot more. So that includes that. I tell people, even write it on the package of some of my more delicate plants. Do not check the roots by lifting the plant up. It is very delicate. And so that for me includes with that whole repotting. Okay, that's my soapbox. I'm coming down.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. Like, even here when I'm repotting plants and I'm up potting them and I'm really going quickly, I'll rip the roots off accidentally, especially in pond. I feel like pond is very easy to get the roots to have them come off.
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah,
agree?
that, and I think like chunky cocoa core is the
Mm-hmm.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Kawar.
core, whatever it's called.
Poire is probably a really, really inappropriate word. I'm so sorry to our French listeners. That's like a bad word. Oh man. Okay, so I have a thought about this next one. If a package is delivered upside down, what do you think? And then I'd love to give my input.
Absolutely not. Like, I don't care how the package is sitting on my porch.
So
Like,
this is
is that something
absolutely.
people really care about?
Oh yeah.
Unless they have a this side up sticker, how are they supposed to know when they're delivering it? Like, get over
Wow.
yourself.
Well, the package was delivered upside down, and my plant now looks like it's been handled poorly, and I don't think it's going to make it. I need a refund. You never know. You never
I'm
know.
sorry, my plant was delivered to the left side of my door instead of the right. I can't take this plant.
Fast refund. Instant. I'm so sorry. Okay, so but for real, this is another thing where okay, sellers, please make sure your policies are so clear because if something is the responsibility of the postal service, that needs to be documented. So please encourage people. We're going to start a movement here of people documenting. We document so much of our lives. Why can't we document the unboxing? I'm ignoring the fact that Michael does not do unboxing. Um, actually, I believe he meant to say he does. Um, it's
Doesn't do
okay.
unboxing, doesn't like shipping, doesn't use heat packs.
I love it so much. I love the honesty. You're like, I just don't do it. But there's also more of a laissez-faire attitude too, where you understand that things can happen. But when you're a newer buyer, seller, whatever, making sure that you have the unboxing video is so
Hmm.
important because if the platform that you sell has coverage for postal errors, then looking at that package being upside down that could be considered a covered expense. So just keeping that in mind can be helpful. But live arrival guarantee, you guys, when we're looking at Hoyas, we want to make sure that the overall plant looks good, but we're talking about it's going to look a little bit weathered. It's going to look like it's run around the block a little bit. There's going to be like minor cosmetic damage, growth points maybe, um, you know, no longer active. We may have baby leaves that fall off.
Yeah.
We may have leaves that fold over. I mean, there are so many things that can go wrong. It's not going to be exactly like the picture. Sometimes it is. Sometimes we really get lucky and we've packed it well, and the carrier has done a good job, and everything is great. But for the most part, just knowing that live arrival means that the plant is still able to photosynthesize, it's still able to use its roots to absorb moisture, and if it's super wrinkly, like it's going to be able to rehydrate. There are certain people, sellers out there who have very strict policies for their quality. So, of course, I want to just like make that clear that if you're a nursery or a seller with very high standards of quality service, I just want to say you're awesome. And there's a lot of you out there, you know who you are, and your plants are absolutely pristine and beautiful. So thank you so much. But just as a general rule of thumb, when we receive plants in the mail, we may not be getting that perfect statuesque plant.
Yeah, I'm always prepared for a project. I feel like in that sense, not even necessarily a project, but like rehabbing it, you know?
Mm-hmm. What do you do when you rehab a plant?
I mean, sometimes I'll chop it up instantly and just reroot it. Other times I keep it kind of quarantined in the bathroom and just kind of, observe it for weeks on end, making sure everything's doing what it should be doing. Because I don't really like prop boxes. I feel like things rot for me. So
Okay.
I try to avoid that.
Whoa. That's it. I'm done. We have now hit the wall.
That was the straw, folks. That was the straw.
Okay. And scene. No, no, no. That is for you. And I am so glad that you can do what you want to do. But I'm sorry that that's been your experience. I love prop boxes, but yeah.
I mean, I have prop boxes. I'm not saying I don't use them. I'm just saying
No.
I don't like them as like my preferred method.
Yeah. Because your method works really well for you. And if you're trying to do a method that is something that's kind of shoved on you, other people say is so great, then, just stop doing it. Like, honestly, I
And I
applaud
tend
you.
when I am wanting to try something new that is like outside of my personal wheelhouse, I don't want to do it on a new purchase.
Hmm.
I want to do it on something that I've already have in my collection or have had issues growing, like Obscura outer variegated. That stupid plant hates me so much. So I think I've got two of them little ones now because I cut that thing up and I tried different things to, yeah. And now I think I've got a happy one. So
Well, about darn time. What the
so
heck?
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Some of the plants they decide they don't like certain things, but I have a couple of things here to say that I just wanted to talk about here because what makes a good seller, do you have anything you want to add before I go on my rant here?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Communication, number one.
Huge. Huge.
Isn't it? Oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh. And the way that you say things can come across, we've said this before in other episodes, that language can come across as offensive or defensive. So it can be nice to have a few, I say canned phrases, stock phrases, things in your back pocket that you can use. So if somebody, um, as a seller, if somebody comes to you saying, "Oh, this is a problem," you don't have to think on the spot when emotions are maybe hot, because I'm telling you, this is going to happen when you're in the middle of a fight with your partner or your spouse, or you've discovered that you haven't paid your uh, one of your bills or something. This is a hypothetical situation. And then you're like, I literally can't even right now, So as a business, and you are the one running the business, you're the one that's responsible for this. So I joke that I want to have a pretend assistant. Have I told you this? I haven't told you this?
I don't think so. It
Oh
doesn't
my
sound
gosh. I have this dream. that I have this imaginary assistant and he handles all my customer service. And so that way I don't have to deal with it. But it's really me. But I mean, and the name always changes. Like the name is never consistent. But yeah, I really think that it would just be fantastic if I could just not have to deal with that customer service aspect sometimes because that can come across like not great. So communication is huge. We want to be respectful. We want to assume good intent, as we said last time. And then
Hmm.
also like honest listings, honest listings. I mean, we can filter a little bit. Like I will filter my pictures because like I had mentioned before in another episode, the yellow tones in my camera, they come out really strong. So I'll filter, I'll add in more of the blue so that I see the plant as I see it. And I'll also edit the background to kind of help bring the plant out. But we don't want to have a plant that has been edited with AI. I mean, if there's pink speckling or variegation and it's under like a pink grow light, that's also a potential issue because it can look like pinker than it actually is. But yeah, honest listings, I mean, it's better to be like over honest in my opinion, you know. This
Oh yeah.
tendril has been broken. Sorry, what do you say?
Oh, upfront is key. Yeah.
Yeah. And then realistic policies. I think that's kind of self-explanatory, but just to say like you must open the plant within 5 minutes of delivery. I mean, that's probably not realistic, you know, timestamp within 5 minutes. I mean, there are things that we can't say are required, but having there be realistic expectations. And then safe packing, like we talked about. Also, transparency about the risks. When you're in a live sale, and maybe if you're not even in a live sale, but you're doing like a purge, for instance, just having a statement that explains that there is a chance for leaves to be damaged and minor cosmetic damage. You may see this and wonder why people say it, and that's why, because they want to be transparent. So,
Yeah. I think that's great.
would you add anything?
No, I think those are all really, I don't want to say key, but I guess that's really the word that comes to mind. Points as far as the relationship between buyer and seller.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And talking about relationships, you know, as plant sellers, and this is definitely a heavier on the plant selling atmosphere, which I hope buyers can maybe look at. And I hope that you can see a different perspective. I hope that this lends a different perspective and helps everybody to see maybe the opportunities that we haven't seen before. But there is a huge component to this, which is burnout. So
Mhm.
if we're refunding a lot, burnout is going to be high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
I
we
mean, a
have
lot of us
this.
are also hobby sellers too. So
Mhm.
it's not like it's our livelihood, but then we kind of get away from the joy of the hobby as well.
Yeah, and then there's this like fear-based refund culture where we're afraid of bad reviews. We're afraid of people talking badly about us. And so we're thinking, oh, I have to do this instantly. But sticking to what you really believe is a good policy and making sure that you have a solid reputation is more important, in my opinion, than a perfect record of reviews.
Yeah.
Would you say so?
I think I would agree. Yeah.
And I think like Amazon in particular has really ruined us because we expect things instantly. We expect to be able to return things right away. I'm saying this as
Hmm.
a general thing, but yeah, it's like Amazon culture has almost ruined the plant industry in a way
It's like
sometimes.
instant gratification almost.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I mean, it's like grocery shopping or ordering food now. Everything can come right to your door. You don't
Oh
have to
my
leave the
goodness.
house, you
I
know?
went to PlantCon Houston and I feel so incredibly spoiled. Do you know what I treated myself to? This is so horrible. I ordered Uber Eats for Starbucks.
Oh, bougie.
I, who am I? Look at me. I had this coupon and it was like really good deal. It's not sponsored by Uber Eats. And I was like, I can't believe I just did this. I was talking with our friend Angel, actually. I was showing him some plants and I was like, and I just Ubered this coffee. But it's that instant culture, and I recognized I'm like, this is completely not normal for me, and I don't know, you do you, whatever works for you, but we're not gonna maybe we're gonna be Ubering Hoyas, maybe that's down the line, but not right now. That's not a thing right now. Never say never. So yeah, compassion fatigue and plant selling can be a huge thing. I've seen people who retire out of the hobby because they're like, I came into plants wanting to have an escape and it's becoming way too stressful. So, you know, taking a
I've
moment,
been
yeah,
there. Yeah, it's relatable. And then you just kind of have to take a step back and reassess, neglect the plants for a bit. You lose
mm-hmm.
some, and then eventually that spark comes back.
I
Maybe
like to
not
say,
quite as bright, but
sorry, I interrupted you.
no, you're fine. I interrupted you.
Well,
I've been
you're
a bad boy.
stop. I feel like most podcasts are just like people talking over each other all the time, and we're so polite, so it's like weird when we do that. No, I heard this term from somebody, and I'm starting to use it more. It's like, okay, instead of saying that we're neglecting our plants, we're rewilding our plants.
Okay.
We're letting them do their thing. So if you're like, my plants haven't been trellised, here, I'm gonna show you right now. My rewilding of this one.
Oh, look at all those tendrils.
Mm-hmm. And I'm letting her do her thing. She's rewilding. So we're good. We're good. It's all about perspective.
You see, I only started trellising in the last few years. I never trellised anything, but I got tired of untangling everything.
See, that's it. That's it, exactly. When you pull one thing and then like 10 other pots come down, it's like, oh
Yeah, here comes the
no.
shelf.
Oh, and you can see it happening. It's like in slow motion. You're like, no.
Uh-huh, every time.
It's
And then
just
I
so
walk
annoying.
away and I leave
Yes.
it because I'm like, I can't deal with that right now.
You you don't go look for a chocolate bar and then start crying. I'm
Nope,
hypothetically saying this.
no. Haven't done that. Maybe go get a drink.
Oh, that was just a hypothetical scenario. I've never done that
It
before.
sounded hypothetical.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
hypothetical. Um, well, we have had so much fun with learning about all the different Hoya plants that are out there and then also that are continuing to be grown and hybridized and everything. And one topic that came up for us lately has been the topic of identification of plants and the lineage of plants, of Hoya plants, and we'll say identification versus misidentification. And just looking at, okay, if you buy a plant and you think it's one thing, and then it turns out to show characteristics of another plant, how do you handle that? So, we'd love to hear people's experiences with this scenario. Have you had that experience where you have purchased a plant and then you find out later that it exhibits traits of another one? Or you buy a plant, you don't know what it is, it's a lost tag slash no ID, which a true no ID is a plant that hasn't been identified or categorized, classified. So yeah, Michael, anything to add there? I missed something. I know I did.
No, I think that is a wonderful topic, because it seems to be something that's not really talked about openly. I feel like it's more talked about amongst people, but not like talked about in the sense of being kind of out in the open. Um, and I feel like a lot of sellers don't necessarily they don't necessarily take the criticism that's being given to them well. And it's not even necessarily criticism, it's maybe like questioning whether or not the plant is truly what it was purchased as.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my experience. But I've also had people that are like that's totally fine. I need to go update tags. uh,
Yeah.
so it could really go either way. I do feel like there's more negative experiences in that than there are positives, in my personal experience. But it is what it is. You can't make somebody see what you're trying to say, you know?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. There's a lot of ego that can be involved, and I think when you ask somebody, is this really the plant that you sold me? Punctuation can make a huge difference. So,
for sure.
or emojis. So, I think as a millennial, I like to add emojis just to help soften the tone. So it's not like, is this what you really sold me? But instead, it's like, is this what you really sold me? So
Yeah.
a text can be
So you can
disastrous.
have a bit more tone in there
Yep. Emily says put 10,000 smiley faces after every question.
and an LOL.
LOL. Yeah. Oh my goodness. We're gonna start a movement of people looking crazy asking all these questions.
Yeah.
Unhinged.
So, right? Oh yeah, we don't need any more of that in the community.
No, we don't.
Mind your
So,
P's and Q's.
so we're wanting people to message us on Instagram, right?
Yeah, you can message us on Instagram. You can email us at the Hoya Underground at gmail.com. And we are going to read some of those experiences that are submitted in the next episode and see how other people have, handled said situations.
Gonna be exciting.
Yeah, I think it's a good topic, and it's not
Hmm.
something that's like talked about, like I said. So,
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily a bad thing because people like their no IDs or no label plants. They just like to grow the plant. I'm
Hmm.
somebody that really likes to know what the plant is. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're all different. I
Yes.
like to have a name associated to something, you know?
Right. Exactly. No. Okay, we're gonna insert like epic music right now about this topic. So I wish I could actually find something. Maybe I will. And picture like a dun 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 dun, like a slow buildup or something. I'm
Like we're
on
going to
another
war.
planet. What?
Like we're going to war.
Yes, like a Viking. I don't
They're on
know.
horses going to the castle. You know?
Yeah, and then the build up. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. Haven't quite gotten there yet. I'll have to set the tone next week
Have to mess
featuring
around a little
Emily.
bit.
Yes.
And
Well,
then, yeah, I think getting to hear a little bit of your personal stories is going to make a world of difference in the show. And we would really appreciate if you can go to iTunes, go to Spotify, rate and review the show. And that just kind of, helps us get a little higher up on said charts, more eyes on the material. We're not necessarily getting anything out of this. It's just, expanding the community. We don't make money on this. This is just out of, pure love of the hobby, and we're having fun doing it. Um, so yeah, just rate, review, tell your friends, let us know. We're on YouTube as well. You can listen to us really on any platform, I believe. And we just started a Facebook page as well. So we've got the Hoya Underground on Facebook. Feel free and follow that. We haven't really posted much because, life. Yeah. So there we go.
it's so funny. I'm like, I think we posted a lot. I mean, really, I think it can be hard. I think a lot of times there's this over consumption fatigue. So, no. I'm gonna edit that to say we post a great amount.
See, I feel like I post more on the stories on Instagram than I do posts. Like I haven't
Yeah.
done questions of the week in a few weeks. So,
Oh, by the way, do you like questions of the week? What are your thoughts? We would love to know. Do you have any strong opinions? Because you're a part of this podcast and we want you to feel like we're not just talking at you. You're with us in this journey. So we really want to know how do you like to share your input? Is it more accessible when it's in a story? Do you prefer the posts? We really just would love to know. So yeah. Did you would you want to do some gratitude moment here, Michael?
Oh, yes. Let's see. So, three things that I am grateful for. I just got my brakes redone. I was riding those things, as long as I could. So, like, this is too much money. I don't want to have to do this. I did it. I bit the bullet. Yeah, perfect. Safe car.
Proud of you.
I know. It was so expensive. So expensive. Let's see. I'm thankful we've had some really nice weather lately. You know, the days have been longer. It seems really strange how it went from like dark from the time you woke up and it was dark when you got home from work to now it's already stretched out to like getting dark at 8 or 9. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? Yeah, so I like that. Like that. That's wonderful. Um, and I don't know if I have a third thing that I can think of. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop with the two.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm grateful that I kicked my kids out of the basement corner where they had their toys, and now I have a plant corner. Again, another plant corner. It's fantastic. And I'm grateful that I was able to um, take some time and kind of dreamscape the future for what I want to start growing and really have an intentional time to sit with my thoughts because it can be hard to just have a moment of silence
Hmm.
anymore. And to just sit down with that was awesome today. So I had a little meditation moment and that was fantastic. And I'll stop at two also to twin with you. That sounds good.
Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you
Mm-hmm.
all for hanging out with us today and listening to this episode on live arrival guarantees, truth versus reality. And then don't forget to submit your experiences to us on either Instagram at Hoya Underground or email us at thehoyaunderground@gmail.com. And we will look forward to reading those and have you participating in the next episode. So we will see you in the tunnels.
Yeah, no, you have to like have that ability to just be like, whatever.
Right? Yeah. So I can whip my hair.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sing the song.
Oh, it's so catchy.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.